This is next in my series of Sunday Superlatives, looking back at Saturday's games. SMU has a defensive tackle who's just a sophomore named Elijah Chapman, and I don't want to go around, throwing around rash things, but he's nowhere close to Geno Atkins as a finished product. But he's very much like Geno Atkins when Geno Atkins was about 19 years old, and that's, I believe, is the age that he is now. And once again, like Geno, undersized, very active, very strong for his size. Not Geno Atkins strong, but once again, he's still fairly young. But he showed you some inside burst and power. He showed you a fair amount of quickness. He'll need to get bigger and stronger, obviously, and learn more moves, but he definitely was disruptive and ended up with a sack. And I could see him being a guy that continues to produce going forward. One of my favorite corners, and there was a fair amount of good corner play, but one of my favorites was actually Jaron Morris from Texas State. First of all, he's a good tackler, and I'm a sucker for a corner who can tackle. He had 8 solo stops, and he also had a forced fumble. And he looked like a guy who, if he continues to develop, will be in the discussion, hopefully for East West Shrine, and I'd love to see him get an opportunity to play in the Senior Bowl. One other player that I wanted to make sure I hit upon, Duke has a couple of pass rushers that people will be talking about. People talk about Chris Rumpf and Victor Dikamuje, but a transfer, a guy who started his career at Duke but has ended up at APSU at Austin Peay, is Terrell Lewis, and he's got a sort of a Trent Cole-esque style and build to him. Once again, he's a guy that could probably afford to put another 15 to 12 pounds of muscle. And of course, he needs to make sure he doesn't lose any quickness while doing so, but he has some of that ability that you look for to convert speed to power. He's also pretty good against the run. Those are some of my Sunday superlatives looking back at Saturday's games.